I had the honor of serving 22 years federal service, 12 years active duty in the Marine Corps. I felt like I was called to be a drill instructor. I found myself in recruit training as a recruit mimicking my drill instructors, and I was like, man, if I stay in, this is what I want to do. And then my career just kind of went in that direction.
I wanted to be a drill sergeant since I graduated from infantry OSIT, and as I got further into my Army career and I started leading soldiers, I decided I want to set trainees out on the right path and help them succeed in the Army, because that's only going to make the Army better for everybody.
Drill instructor school teaches you the basics of being a drill instructor. You're going to get your voice, you're going to memorize everything you're going to teach, you're going to be physically ready for your first cycle of recruits.
Most people don't realize when you become a drill instructor student, you go through 3 months of high intensity training as well to prepare you to become a drill instructor. And you get treated like a recruit. You're banging on hatches, you're sounding off, you're marching to and from, you're running, you're doing everything that recruits would do, but now you're held at the higher level of expectations.
You get trained. They say it's hazing, but you get trained to be a drill instructor because you are the face of the Marine Corps, and you're the first person those recruits see.
And it's not for everybody. There's a bunch of guys who want to be drill instructors, and then once they go to DI school, they're like, okay, I don't want to do this. Or once they're actually in the trenches, it's a wake-up call. It's like, oh shit, I don't want to do this.
Any good NCO, I think, can be a drill sergeant because you already know how to do all the skill level 1 tasks, at least you should. Drill sergeant school is just teaching the regulations you need to abide by to train the soldiers, as well as building on the skills you already have, or maybe learning how to teach it a little bit better. Learning how to teach it to a civilian, that's a different ballgame.
You build the foundation in drill instructor school, but afterwards you're following, more experienced drill instructors around, learning how they train recruits.
The coolest part is you're around your peers that want to be part of something greater than themselves. And that just happens to be what we did, is become Marine Corps drill instructors.
Physical demands of being a drill instructor are just very intense. You're running all day with boots. You're screaming all day with boots. Your throat gets raspy. You can't feel your feet the next day when you wake up, if you got a chance to go to sleep, so your feet are numb. I had 2 stress fractures from just the hard pounding on the cement running. I had a partially torn Achilles from running in dress shoes.
DI school definitely gave me a good foundation to train recruits. It was definitely physically taxing as well, but not as physically taxing as a 16-hour day where all you do is run and scream. And those two together are very tough to do. They don't really train you for that in DI school.
Get the locks on the leg! Let's go! Get the locks on the seat! Locks on the leg! Get him on the leg! Get him on the leg! Get him on the leg! Let's go! Get on the leg!
This is a Monday. You could see that I was up for 24 hours. I didn't sleep, and I ran a total of 29 miles. That was one day, and I think I didn't sleep for like 2 days straight. Next day I was up for 22 hours, 23 miles. This one I was up for 19 hours, 22 miles a day. You would average about 20 something miles.
Good! 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 Hey, go!
You're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're losing weight, you're not able to drink in front of the recruits. Physically, your body starts eating at itself.
The reason we do not eat or drink in front of the recruits is for them to have that discipline like we have, to not think about food when you're hungry or water when you're thirsty.
We are constantly on the move. We're pushing our body to the absolute breaking point.
1, 2, 3.
Something that I've found is that everybody can give at least 10% more than they think they can. Once you hit your breaking point, or what you think is your breaking point, you can go further.
It's physically demanding because that's what you're expecting from the recruits. And not only that, but before we even do the obstacle course, we demonstrate the obstacles. So you're not gonna go out there and struggle. They're gonna do it exactly like you do it. So if you bag-ass it, they're gonna bag-ass it. And you have high school graduates that used to run 3 miles in 15 minutes. That's why it's physically demanding, because you have to keep up, you have to beat them. And we would challenge ourselves. Some of our chief drill instructors would offer the recruits a phone call. 10-minute phone call from my cell phone if you beat the drill instructor. And it's like, dude, like, You're really making me run.
Spread, boy, spread.
Them screaming and running around all day, it's insane. I don't know how they do it.
Aye, sir. Ass, scream, ass. Everybody double time.
But also they're very, very motivated, and you can really tell they really do like their job as hard as it is.
I always was a workaholic being in the Marine Corps. I chose the Marine Corps over my family many times. I was used to the hours, but what got to me was the lack of sleep. I'd average 1 to 3 hours of sleep max. Every 3 months it would be like that.
I do my drill sergeant thing 1 week in a month, you know, for 2 days. These guys are on the trail for 2 years straight. Like, I give it up to them. That is hard work.
Everyone's like, oh, you get to run around and scream all day. No, it's not as fun as you think it is.
Everyone looks at the yelling and screaming, it looks really cool, right? From the outside, they're looking in like, yeah, get some, you know, but when you're the person yelling and screaming for months and months and months, it can be very extremely challenging.
Faster, faster, more car, faster, get over, faster, get over here, faster, more car, faster, faster, more car, faster. Bullet.
When you're yelling constantly, you get these eerie headaches, especially in the back of the skull, and your head is just pounding. And the only way for it to go away is you have to keep screaming. And eventually it goes away, your body gets used to it.
Run back, run back, run back, run back, run.
The greater the resistance in life, the greater the change. Embrace the pain so you can get through it. You know, it sucks standing on your feet for 16 hours, 18 hours a day. It sucks yelling and screaming to the point where your throat's bleeding and your campaign cover's cutting in your head. But you have other people around you challenging you and stretching you beyond what your own personal and professional limitations that you think that you can handle.
Sit up straight and look at me. It is our mission to train each one of you.
Okay, you want to see intense? I'm gonna show you intense.
You want me where you're told to be, when you're told to be there.
To be a drill instructor is 100% the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
You know, you got to break them out of the shitty civilian habits they're in and let them know, hey, mommy and daddy aren't here anymore. The main thing we're trying to accomplish is just survival.
Get it done. You're tired, keep fucking going.
The discipline that we instill into the recruits is imperative to make sure that we don't lose people's lives in combat.
Life and death is really something that we deal with when it comes to making decisions here.
He's not breathing, we're gonna do CPR and we're gonna do chest compressions. Come to find out, that kid ended up passing.
Fuck. It's just now hitting me. It hasn't hit me yet until like this.
Being able to balance your job, be able to balance a team, and then have a home life that you have to balance, that you totally lose control over.
It's physically demanding, mentally demanding. You're working 3 months at a time, 15, 16-hour days.
Embrace the pain so you can get through it. The coolest part is you're around your peers that want to be part of something greater than themselves. And that just happens to be what we did.
I actually got choked out for smiling. So he put his arms around my neck and he choked me out and told me there's no smiling on Parris Island.